Hello viewers, today we will be cleaning a Uniden XC714 46 to 49 megahertz analog cordless telephone. I have already removed the features sticker and preserved that onto a piece of paper. And I also removed the sticker that had the telephone number. I used Goo Gone, I think it is, to clean that off, and so that's been removed. And so now we're left with a couple of non-yellowed stripes on the handset, but I'm not going to bother with that today. So let's get this thing apart and clean it up. This is the original battery, still going strong after probably about 25 years. Which is honestly quite remarkable. So the handset has one screw down here at the bottom, which we will remove. And we will need the extension for that. Is this too small? No, the bottom was there. Okay, I believe this should now come apart. Oh dear, my studio is falling apart here. Okay. It looks like the clip is right here. There we go. Okay. And that's not going to come off, so we'll leave that alone. That's ready to be cleaned. Looks like we have 4 screws in here, these 2 at the bottom for the charge contacts. So we'll clean those. And then it looks like we're going to have a screw up at the top for the antenna and one in the middle. It looks like this is a microprocessor board, which I'm somewhat surprised by. Oh, this has a date on here anywhere. This is copyright 1996, so it's probably at or around that time. And these antennas were replaceable. Getting replacements is very, very difficult now. I don't see a date code in there. Okay. Alright, that can stay. Now I want to show this. These boards at these boards. These dial pads are pretty well made in the sense that this is a solid piece. So if you spill something into the telephone, or dirt gets in there over time, it's got a second layer of protection. It's got this whole thing it has to penetrate before it's going to get onto the board. And I think that's one of the reasons why the buttons on these usually work just fine. Now on the contrary, it has one of these dial ports, or button things. I hate these because they're very difficult to clean, because there's only a thin piece of plastic holding it in place, and while it seems to be fine, under normal use cases, it breaks so easily when you're trying to clean it. So we'll have to deal with that. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But that's it. That's the handset disassembled. I'll set all that aside to clean that. Now let's see what we can do with the base here. Looks like there's going to be 3 screws on the base. And there we go. Oh, that's interesting. The electronics is on the top. Okay, so we're going to have to remove this from here. Whoops. This board is much more what I was expecting the handset to look like. There's no, I guess I don't believe that there is any microprocessor on this board. Oh, no, there is, never mind. It's actually 2 microprocessors on this board, or processor units, decoding chips. Probably one of these is a decoder, and then one of these is probably a microprocessor. I'd suspect that's probably the decoder, and that's the processor. But these are, these are really good boards. They last a long time, and you can see all the capacitors and everything are still in good condition. You don't make phones like this anymore. It's very much a shame. The chargers in these were also really good. It's not unusual to see the batteries in these phones, like this one even, push 25 years of use. And yes, that's partially because it's a quality battery, but it's largely due to a quality charger as well, because if you don't have a good charging circuitry and the battery's getting overcharged or undercharged or what have you, it's not flow charging correctly, you'll ruin the battery regardless of how good of a quality it is. I don't see a date on here either. What is kind of interesting about this board is that all the components have a part number to them, and so if this was to be repaired, it's quite easy to fix it even without a schematic, because everything has a label. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up these plastic components now, and then we'll come back and get some more video of the assembly process. Everything has been cleaned. Not that it was that dirty before, but it looks great now. There's not any dirt on it at all. It's not really scratched up at all. Cleaned up great. This didn't break, so that's good. This I'm going to leave alone. I didn't clean that at all. It's working perfectly fine, so I'm not going to mess with it. That and the antenna are both things that you kind of just leave alone unless it's really not working right. This is where that sticker was. It's pretty obvious, but that can be fixed. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not that bothered by it. I did clean these contacts off video, both on the base and the handset. So those are all clean and ready to go. And more left over there. Okay. I think that is it. Okay, I'll plug it back in and make sure we still have charge. Yes, we do. And looks like it's all working.